It is a frigid, cold evening in Bluefield, Virginia. Temperatures hanging below zero, but it's nice and warm inside the Dome Gymnasium. And Bluefield versus Milligan basketball action coming up next on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It is a frigid, cold evening in Bluefield, Virginia. Temperatures hanging below zero, but it's nice and warm inside the Dome Gymnasium. And Bluefield versus Milligan basketball action coming up next on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It is a frigid, cold evening in Bluefield, Virginia. Temperatures hanging below zero, but it's nice and warm inside the Dome Gymnasium. And Bluefield versus Milligan basketball action coming up next on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
Bluefield's men's basketball action coming up next here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. A big game tonight. Bluefield fighting for final position in the AAC standings heading into next week's conference tournament. My name is Trey Wilson. Thank you for joining us for tonight's coverage of Bluefield's Rams basketball. Bluefield facing Milligan tonight here at the Dome, a team that the Rams lost to on the road earlier this year. Bluefield has been on a losing skid of late, but the Rams have been very tough to beat at home. They've only lost 2 games at the Dome this year. Before we get ahead to tonight's game, let's take a look back at how Saturday went. Bluefield on the road facing the Bulldogs of Union in Barberville, Kentucky.
Bluefield Rams men's basketball on the road facing the 20th ranked Union Bulldogs in Barberville, Kentucky on Saturday night. Early going, Mike Collins steps back for the 3 and he knocks it down to get the Rams on the board. Bluefield trailing by 1 in the first few minutes. A little bit later in the first half, the lead stretched to 6 for the Bulldogs. But Joseph McLean steps inside the three-point arc and he hits the to bring the Rams back within 4. A couple possessions later, Collins steps back from the wing, and he hit another 3 to bring the Rams back within 1 point, down 9-8 in the early going. And then Collins down into the paint for Alonzo Howard, spins to the left, goes back to the right, off the glass for 2. Bluefield jumped ahead 12-11 about 5 minutes into the start of the game. But Union came back. J.D. Tucker buries the jumper from the baseline to put the Bulldogs back ahead 16-14, and Union did not trail the rest of the way. Collins misses the 3. Off in transition go the Bulldogs. Dominique Hagans finds Gerard Newby, who throws it down in transition to push the lead to 9. Union rolled to an 82-67 win over the Rams. The Bulldogs clinched the AAC regular season championship, cut down the nets after the game. Union has won 15 straight, now 24-4. on the season and 15-1 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Bluefield dropped to 10-13, 7-10 in the league, and the Rams are now 2-11 in games played away from the Dome this year. Mike Collins did have 17 points on Saturday night, went 5 of 7 from outside. Bluefield returns home on Wednesday, final game of the regular season. It's senior night at the Dome. The Rams face Milligan, tip-off scheduled for 7:30, and you can watch it live on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
And the opening tip-off just a few moments away from the Dome tonight. Starting lineups coming up in just a moment, but first we'll step aside one last time. Bluefield and Milligan up next on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Approaching tip-off tonight from the Dome. Trey Wilson with you on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield and Milligan getting set to square off here in Bluefield, Virginia. A chilly night outside, as mentioned in the open.
And Bluefield, it's senior night for the Rams, final game of the regular season. Bluefield enters play tonight 10-13 on the year, 7-10 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Milligan is third in the AAC right now, 17-8 on the season, 11-5 in the AAC. Bluefield lost on the road at Milligan 67-49 back on January the 10th. But Bluefield this year at home, it has been a different story. The Rams are 8-2 in games played at home this year. Games away from the Dome Gymnasium this season, the Rams are now 2-15 if you include exhibitions, 2-11 overall on this season. So much better at home. Haven't had quite as many home games as road games this year. With it being senior night, a couple of seniors in the starting lineup tonight for Bluefield. We'll go ahead and take a look at those starting lineups. First, for the visiting Buffaloes of Milligan College, number 12, Kurt Brooks, a 6'4" junior guard out of Newport, Tennessee. Number 20, Mickey Woods, a 6'1" senior guard out of Port Arthur, Texas. Number 22, Chris Ellis, the 6'6" senior out of Bristol, Tennessee. Number 32, Mike Woods Jr., the 6'2" junior out of Swannanoa, North Carolina. And number 41, Morgan McLeod, the 6'8" senior center out of Hickory, North Carolina. Starters for the Rams tonight, the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, the 5'8" guard Kyle Grisby, number 5. Number 15, Ederson Exume, another senior for Bluefield. The 6'7" senior out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Number 25, Mike Collins, the outside shooter. The 6'2" guard out of Lewisburg, North Carolina. Number 32, Rodney Casey, his first career start, the 6'4" senior out of Moneta, Virginia. And number 33, Devin Page, another senior for the Rams, the 6'5" senior out of Newport News. Opening tip is up. Exume can't get it. It goes to the Bulldogs, to the Buffaloes. Milligan on a team on the year averages 76 points a game, a good scoring offense. First try down the lane. The first shot is up and in from Chris Ellis in the block. And Milligan takes the 2-0 lead on the opening possession. Milligan led this year by Mickey Woods in scoring. He averages 16.5 points per game. 3 players overall for the Bulldogs in double figures. First try for Bluefield down to the block for Ederson Exume. It's off the mark. And brought back up by Mike Woods Jr., the junior guard for the Milligan Buffaloes. Kyle Grisby comes up close to guard Mickey Woods. Down to the block for McLeod. His shot is up and no good. The rebound grabbed away by Devin Page. Bluefield senior, only 4-year senior on this team for Bluefield. A shot from the corner is off the mark. As Rodney Casey fired up a 3 from the corner. It was an air ball and the rebound grabbed by Milligan. Buffaloes trying to extend the 2-0 lead a little over a minute into the start of tonight's game. Woods drives and dishes. Goes over to Ellis by himself at the free throw line. Shot is off the mark. Tipped back up and tipped by the Rams over half court. Stays with the Buffaloes. No over and back. Official right there to get the call. Mickey Woods tries to take Grisby off a screen. Go down to McLeod on the block, guarded by Exume. The shot is up and Exume caught a piece of the arm of McLeod. And Morgan McLeod to the line for 2 shots. First foul of the game goes against Exume. McLeod is an unbelievably good free throw shooter, 90% from the line this year. Averages just under 11 points a game. And the first try is up and good for the first point of the night for the 6'8" middleman out of Hickory, North Carolina for Milligan. And his second shot off the mark. There's a rare miss early in the game from the line for McLeod. Doesn't get to the line a ton, but he usually makes them count. Grisby, the guard for the Rams, almost dribbled back into a trap, gets it over to Casey. Down to the wing for Devin Page, fires over to Grisby for 3, rolls it in! Grisby, the first bucket of the night for the Rams. Kyle Grisby, his senior night tonight at the Dome, he's playing against his former team. Kyle is a transfer from Milligan. Playing in his second year in the red, white, and blue of Bluefield, trying to answer. The jumper is up from Woods, and it's off the mark. Tipped and kept alive. Back in bounds to Page, and Grisby leads the charge back from right to left. The Rams in their home white uniforms tonight. Red letters and numbers trimmed in blue. And Page steps inside this circle, looking down at the block. Gets it down to Exume. Extra pass. Rodney Casey up and in for 2. And the Rams take a 5-3 lead. There's a basket on senior night for Rodney Casey, one of the deeper in the bench players, works hard in practice, and gets in on senior night in the start, gets a bucket to give Bluefield an early lead. Shot from Milligan off the mark, and now the Rams with a chance to stretch the early advantage just about 3 minutes in. Grisby down to the block for Page. Page shot fake on McLeod, drives to the basket, had it deflected by McLeod. Good defense. Morgan McLeod gets the rebound, and Milligan is off in transition. Nice up and under move. Basket drops in for Mickey Woods. And there is Woods, the Buffs' leading scorer on the season, dropping in his first bucket of the night. Collins goes back to Grisby. The Rams looking for an answer. Down to the block. Exume ran into some traffic. Puts it up, and he got the hook to go. Ederson Exume puts Bluefield back in front, 7-5. A quick three at the other end is off the mark from the deadly shooting Kurt Brooks. The 6'4" guard, the junior for Milligan, has been a very good outside shooter this year. He lit up the Rams back in Tennessee earlier this season. Exume up and under at the basket for two, right around McLeod. Rams lead 9-5. 4 minutes gone off the first half clock. And Bluefield with a 4-point lead. Woods guarded by Casey, 32 on 32. Kicked back out for Woods. Puts up the shot off the mark. Rebound is grabbed underneath by Ellis. Ellis up and in for two on the second chance. Brings it back to a 2-point game. And it's Mickey Woods in number 20 and Mike Woods in number 32. They're from opposite sides of the country. Similar in name only. Exume from the elbow goes over to Grisby. Grisby steps back for another three. Rolls it in. Right in the face of the defender. Kyle Grisby knocks down his second early three. The Rams lead 12-7, 15-10 left. Milligan spinning down the lane trying to answer. There's a nice move for two from Chris Ellis. Pace of this game picking up early. Rams lead by 3, 5 minutes in. Page finds Exume. Exume, nice touch. Can't get it to drop in, hit the front of the rim. Trying to get the deep hook shot. Now Bluefield, over the last couple weeks in this stretch where the Rams have struggled so much, losing 4 out of the last 5 after a 3-game winning streak. As the three ball is up in the air and off of the mark from Brooks. Rams get the rebound. Working the tempo, back up court, Page around McLeod, up and in for two. Devin Page, 14-9 Rams, and Richard Morgan calls a timeout with 14:33 on the clock. Back to the point, it's trying to be made a moment ago. Bluefield, the way that the games have gone lately over this losing streak, the Rams are usually in the lead for about the first 8 to 10, maybe 12 minutes. And then the depth of the other team starts to really show. Well, the Rams trying to counter that tonight. Richard Morgan changing up the game plan a bit, trying to get a quick break. Talking with Richard over last week, over the weekend after the loss to Milligan, he said it's just a matter of depth and not having as deep of a bench to play with as some of the other teams. Trying to get that early rest for the Rams. Bluefield ahead by 5 with the 14:33 mark of the first half. The 30-second timeout breaks, players back on the floor. Grisby goes up for the full court man. Everybody else will wait back as Grisby will be glued to the hip of Mickey Woods. James Songster is in for Milligan, the 6'3" junior out of Johnson City, Tennessee, a Science Hill High School product. Very good athletic program over there in Johnson City. Stolen away by Casey. Casey lays it up and in for two. Rodney Casey, the steal and the layup. And the Rams lead by 7. It's 16-9, 14-10 left in the first half. Grisby right up on Woods. Over to McLeod and popping out on the left wing. Rams wanted to travel against Woods. Don't get it. Down to the block for McLeod. Tosses the pass over to Songster. Looking down to the post again. Woods backs up and he has his shot. Rather, that's Ellis. Had the shot blocked by Aaron Williams, but Williams is called for the foul. Aaron in for the first time tonight. The 6'10", 240-pound junior forward for the Rams out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. And a timeout on the floor, 13:42 left to play in the first half. Bluefield leading 16-9 over the Buffaloes of Milligan on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Coming back out of the timeout, foul shots on the way for Chris Ellis. Bluefield leading 15-9 over Milligan in the early going. And the first foul shot for Ellis drops in. And Bluefield jumping all over the Buffaloes early on, which has been pretty common for this Rams team lately. Ellis goes 2 for 2 from the stripe, brings Milligan back within 5. First media timeout. Down to the block, the try from Grisby's no good, driving down the lane. The rebound grabbed by Milligan. Ball tipped out of bounds, stays with the Buffaloes. Inbound pass comes back up near half court. Pull-up jumper is knocked down by Mickey Woods. And here come the Buffaloes back within 3 points. It's 16-13. The clock rolls to 13 minutes left in the first half. Backing down, Aaron Williams against McLeod. Steps back, and he didn't get much on that. Alonzo Howard with the offensive rebound. Puts it up and in for 2. There's Howard, first appearance of the night for the 6'6" junior out of Port Royal, Virginia. Rams lead is back to 5. And the shot drops in. A quick 2 from Milligan. It's back to a 3-point game. Up to Collins. Collins hasn't really had a look yet tonight. Casey goes down to the baseline for Page. Page steps back, draws contact, and a foul is whistled. Push against James Songster. First foul against the Buffaloes in the game. Collins comes out, Page comes out. Zeke Williams in for the first time. And Joseph McLean also in. Williams, the junior out of Atlanta. McLean out of Philadelphia. McLean drives the basket off the mark. The putback is no good. And then tied up is Woods. The ball is on the floor, and Milligan able to keep it for a moment, and then a foul is whistled as McLean caught a piece of Gabriel Logan. And it's out on the floor. Foul's called against McLean. It's his first with 12-12 left in the first half. Bluefield is ahead 18-15 over the Buffaloes of Milligan. Looking inside, ball's tipped by McLean. Trying to recover is Julian Bailey, and a 3 seconds call. 3-second violation on Julian Bailey. And Milligan turns it over. Now Zeke running the point. Tucker High School product, junior college transfer to the Rams, playing in his second year. Rather, his first year with the program. Goes back to McLean. Richard Morgan calls out the offense from the bench. Hand off to Howard. Howard drives to the top of the circle, goes over to Zeke. Zeke looking inside for Aaron Williams. Instead, screen and roll. Williams puts up the dunk try, and it's blocked, but a foul comes in late. And Aaron will go to the line for 2 shots, trying to rock the rim. Fouls against Julian Bailey. Or rather, no, not 14, 41. Fouls against Morgan McLeod. And now Aaron Williams goes to the free throw line where he shoots 28% this year. The big man out of Fredericksburg with his first try. Didn't get the shooter's roll. Three-point threat, Kurt Brooks comes back in for Milligan. Looking for a comparable player on the Bluefield roster, trying to get to know who Kurt Brooks is, at least on the court. The bigger version of Bluefield's Mike Collins, a catch-and-shoot three-point guy. Plays good defense. Second shot is off the mark, but McLean is there for the rebound. Zeke drives in against the man defense and steps back out, trying to set up an offense. Going down to Howard. Howard had an open look. Instead, he backed out. Looking to back down on Bailey. Goes up at the basket. Up and in, plus the foul. 2 points for Howard. He's got 4 and a chance to make it 5. Checking back in is Chris Ellis for Milligan. Howard gets ready to line up the shot. The foul was against Bailey. So Julian Bailey picks up a foul. And Howard to the line to try to finish the three-point play. Is shot off the mark, and the Rams with struggles early from the free throw line. The lead 20-15 with 11 minutes left in the first half. Brooks lost his footing. Ball's on the floor. Milligan's able to keep it. Traps it up at half court. And a loose ball comes away to Grisby. Rams force the turnover. Grisby drives off the glass and off the mark. Strong rebound grabbed underneath from Ellis. Logan gets it up for the Buffaloes. Brooks skips over to McLeod. Finds Songster on the left wing. A bounce pass into the corner. And Logan dribbling against Grisby. Throws it back out to McLeod. Brooks has room for 3. Fires it up and he knocks it down. Gives him that much room. He'll hit from outside. It's back to a 2-point game. It's the 60th three-pointer, rather the 34th three-pointer made by Kurt Brooks this year. A drive in and a reach-in foul called against Gabriel Logan of Milligan. Now the first appearance of the night for Milos Petrovic. The 5'8 junior listed as a Michigan native for Milligan. Mike Collins also coming back into the game as he replaces Kyle Grisby with 10:15 left on the first half clock. Williams, the inbounder, Zeke Williams that is, gets it into Collins, open in the corner. Collins for 3, hit it! The answer from Mike Collins, right off the bench for 3. It's a 5-point lead for the Rams with half of the first half gone off the clock, 10 minutes until the break. To say his foot was on the line, so call that one actually a 2 for Collins. And then an offensive foul is called against Milligan. Whistled against Brooks. Ellis back into the game for the Buffaloes. It's a 4-point Rams lead. Bluefield with the ball. Howard gives off to Williams. Collins trying to fight through underneath, and Brooks caught him by the shoulder. These two getting physical with each other. Brooks can't believe the call. Hands up in the air. And 2 physical players getting tied up under the basket. Second quick foul against Kurt Brooks. And the Rams have a baseline inbound. That is the 5th foul against Milligan in the first half. 3 team fouls so far against the Rams. Williams looking for somebody to get it into, finds Aaron. Aaron puts it on the floor, drives down the lane, puts up the shot a little bit short, and he gets his own rebound, and then a whistle comes in late. And a foul is called against Petrovic of Milligan. Williams will go back to the line for 2. The Milligan bench screaming for a travel. Bill Robinson, the 6th-year head coach of the Buffaloes, has been with them since the first year that Richard Morgan took over for the Rams back in their initial run in the AAC before bolting for 2 years in the Mid-South. Bluefield wrapping up its first season back in the Appalachian Athletic Conference tonight at the Dome. First shot from Williams is off the mark, and the Rams can't buy a free throw make here in the first 10 minutes plus. Regular season comes to an end tonight for Bluefield. Conference tournament starts next Wednesday. Still a chance. If Bryan loses tonight, the Rams have a chance to move up in the standings. Second shot from Williams, rolls that one in. And then away from the ball, there's a foul called on Collins as he got tied up with Petrovic. Collins aggressively physical early. Picks up his first foul. He's been caught in some tie-ups on both ends of the floor. Good crowd at the Dome tonight. Everybody coming in, probably the warmest place on campus with temperatures outside at about 5 below zero before you even factor in the wind chill tonight. They were at 5 below at least before the start of the women's game. No telling how much colder it's gotten out there now. Woods at the top of the key against the man-to-man, and an offensive foul. A push-off is called, and who's right there at the center of it again? Mike Collins tied up with Woods, and the foul goes against Woods. 7th team foul against the Buffaloes at the 9:28 mark of the first half. Zeke backs up to half court, looks over to Richard Morgan for the play call, goes off a Howard screen, steps inside momentarily, then finds Collins, almost telegraphed that pass. Woods tipped it out of bounds back to the scorer's table, and it stays with Bluefield. The temperature has warmed up a bit outside. It's now -1 with a wind chill at -22. But probably a balmy 80 degrees in the Dome tonight. As the clock rolls to 9 minutes left in the first half. Terrell Owens, the sophomore out of Portsmouth, Virginia, is in for the first time. Collins drew contact, put up the three, no good. Owens, the offensive rebound, and a tie-up is called. A jump ball as Owens tried to put it back up. Petrovic getting some hands on the basketball from behind. Owens has been a fantastic contributor for the Rams in his addition to the team so far this year, averaging 10 points. He started twice this year in his 8 games. As the inbound pass goes across half court to McLean. Owens, another junior college transfer. Shot clock expires. The Rams didn't have anything set up. The shot clock running down. The Rams never hit the rim on that possession. And a turnover gives it back over to Milligan. Bluefield has now turned it over. That's actually just the first in the first half. The Rams have held onto the ball well. Milligan has 5 in the early going. And both teams are shooting 50% from the floor. Ball goes down to Woods. Mickey steps in against Grisby, pulls up from just inside the arc, and he hits the 18-foot jumper. Nice moves and a nice shot from Woods. And it's a three-point game, 23-20 with 8:22 left in the first half. Grisby cutting down the lane as he gives it up to Howard. Howard looking for somebody to give it to, gives off to Grisby. Forgoes the three, instead drives over to the right side of the circle and finds McLean. McLean, extra pass to the baseline. Alonzo Howard backing up, skips it out to Collins. Collins for a deep three, and it's a bit off the mark, hit the back of the iron. Songster grabs the board for the Buffaloes. Milligan going from left to right, clock under 8 minutes left in the first half. And Woods driving to the basket, draws a foul. Fouls against Grisby. Devin Page coming back in for the Rams. Grisby picks up his first foul. He's the Rams' leading scorer with 6 points on both of his three-point attempts that he's taken, dropping in. 23-20, Rams leading Milligan, 7:53. This is that make or break point in the game over the last couple of weeks for the Rams, where things have really started to go south. See how things look tonight. Mike Woods goes over to Logan. Logan fires up the two and brings Milligan back within one, 23-22. About 10 feet out. Logan gets the bucket. And the Bluefield offense has stalled a bit. 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Grisby backs up to half court. Closely guarded by Logan, and now he backs off. Grisby off of an Owens screen. Owens cuts to the basket. Grisby goes left, drives down the lane, puts it high off the glass and in for two. 8 points in the early going for Kyle Grisby on his senior night against his former team. It's a 3-point Rams lead, 7:12 left in the first half. Woods for a deep three, got it. They left him open. Page was late rolling over. And we're tied back up 25-25 on the Woods 3. Inbound to Grisby. Grisby nearly had it taken out of his hands. Made it got away with a travel. Almost throws it away. He does throw it away. Taken away by Woods. Woods with Collins right there, and he turns it over. He stepped on the baseline as he lost his balance. Couldn't hang on the ball. And again, the aggressiveness of Mike Collins forces the turnover. Timeout on the floor. 6:52 left in the first half. Bluefield and Milligan all even at 25-25 here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Coming back out of the timeout, Bluefield and Milligan tied 25-25 with 6:45 left in the first half. Grisby looking down to the block for Owens. Owens guarded by McLeod, goes back up to Zeke. Zeke fires up the three, knocks it down. Zeke buries one from up top for his first basket of the night, and the Rams go back ahead 28-25 with 6:30 left in the first half. Running point for Milligan is Gabriel Logan. Zeke is right on him. Bounces the pass over to Woods. Woods fires a three, trying to answer. Rolled it halfway down and back out. Collins alone for the rebound. Quickly shovels off to Williams. Rams come out of the timeout with Zeke running point. Collins at the 2. Page at the 3. Owens is at the 4 and Howard at the 5. Zeke drives and kicks out to Page. Shot fake. Page takes it down the lane. Tough shot. Up and in. Plus the foul. Count the basket. Two points for Devin Page and the foul, and then coming in late, a warning goes to the bench. Bill Robinson of Milligan getting a warning from one of the officials. Did he get the technical? Excuse me, he might have gotten the technical. Must have. So Page will shoot 2 and then take another to finish off the three-point play after the technical is called against the Milligan bench. Page's first free throw. Hits the back of the rim, no good. If there has been a point of struggle for the Rams, it has been the free throw shooting. Page, one of the better shooters at 68% this year. But the Rams have really struggled from the line tonight. Second try on the technical is good for Page. Rams lead 31-25. Bluefield is now 2 of 7 from the free throw line in this game. Still somehow leading 31-25. A big reason being some Milligan turnovers. The Buffaloes have given up 6 times early. And now here's Devin to try to finish the three-point play. The initial foul. Page, the senior out of Newport News, Virginia's Woodside High School. Over on the eastern side of the state, about 6 hours from here. The shot is up and good. Page goes 2 of 3 overall from the line. The Rams lead is pushed to 7 points, 32-25, under 6 minutes left in the first half. Drive and a block by Owens. Huge block. Driving down the lane was Logan, had it swatted away. The 3 off the deflection for Woods is off the mark, and there's T.O. for the rebound. What an addition Owens has been. Can't wait to see him in a Rams uniform the next 2 years. The 6'7" sophomore out of Deep Creek High School. Here's Owens again. Off the mark on the jumper. Howard, the offensive rebound, puts it up and rolls it in with the foul. Howard off the offensive rebound for 2 and a chance to stretch the Rams' lead even further. He can make it a 10-point lead if he can hit this free throw. Howard, what an addition he's been as well. The junior puts up the free throw, and it rolls out no good. Another miss from the line, but Bluefield leads by 9, 5:20 left in the first half. Logan running point, kicks it out. Woods swings it around the top of the circle over to Mickey Woods. Gives it over to Mike Woods. Mike steps inside the arc, fires up the jumper, rolls off no good. A couple of Rams fighting for the rebound, and it's tipped out of bounds as Page and Collins were both there for it. And same team fighting over it. 5:03 left in the half. Inbound pass skipped up near half court for Mike Woods. Mickey Woods drives down the lane, lays it up around Howard, no good, and boxing out as Owens gets in front of McLeod for the rebound. Here's Page. Bringing it up for the Rams, gives off to Williams. A capable ball handling guard. Against the man-to-man of Milligan. Williams, a stop and go down the lane, tosses it up, and the foul is called as the shot rims out no good. Another foul called against Gabriel Logan of Milligan. Logan picks up his second. And here's Zeke at the line. Shoots 65% from the stripe this year, averaging 11 points a game. And he misses from the free throw stripe. And Bluefield now from the line, 3 out of 10 in the first half. Brutal free throw shooting percentage. Second shot from Williams. Rolls that one out no good. Rebound tipped in the air. Zeke got his own rebound off the Page tip. Fires over to Collins, who tosses up the 3, and he buries it. The Rams lead by 12. (37-25). Collins another 3, and he's now got 5 points here in the early going. First one that he's dropped from outside. I have to correct myself. Woods with Page right on him. Looking down low. Ball's tipped around. Mike Woods gets it back. Drives down the baseline. Kicks to McLeod, and McLeod dumps it in. A nice feed from Woods. Gets the assist, and it's back to a 10-point game. Page quickly in transition. Jumper from the elbow. Knocked it down. Buried that one right in the face of Mickey Woods. And after the made shot, officials asked for time. The Rams pull Page as Grisby comes back into the game. 12-point lead, 39-27, 3:50 left to play in the first half. Zeke right up on Woods, forces the bad pass. Owens tipped it, Grisby's got it. Driving in against Logan, seeking contact, steps back. And with 3.5 minutes until the break, the Rams slowing down the pace. Morgan directing the offense from the bench, looking down to Owens in the post. A bad entry pass from Collins, gets it back. Lucky to keep that possession, and then thrown away as Howard tried to feed Owens in the post. And Owens was glued against McLeod. A turnover for Bluefield, just the third time the Rams giving it up here in the first half. .315 left in the first half. Woods looking down low for McLeod on the block against Owens. Spins back to the right, up off the glass, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Milligan. And Chris Ellis got a hand in and knocked it away. Kurt Brooks is back into the ball game now for Milligan, as is Julian Bailey. Got a couple of fouls in the first half. Inbound pass skipped up to Brooks with Collins right on him. Popping back out from the inbound. Woods drives to the basket, and he's fouled as he cut the baseline. Shots on the way for Mickey Woods. His first one is up and well short, barely grazed the front of the rim. And here's Woods, who's an 80% free throw shooter. That one not even looking close. Lines up the second, and that one's good. Such an effortless free throw stroke. Bluefield leading Milligan by 11. 3 minutes left in the first half. Milligan at 11-5 in the conference, still plenty to play for, looking for the 2 seed. Tied in the loss column with Truett McConnell right now as the pass goes down low and a foul is whistled against McLeod away from the basketball. We'll send Alonzo Howard to the line for a 1-1. Well, Milligan receiving votes in the top 25 poll, 11-5. Truett McConnell is 12-5 in the league. As the shot is off the mark from Howard, the free throw struggles continue. Union has already won the league championship for the regular season, the 18th team in the country's top 25 poll, 24-4 and 15-1. Howard's second free throw rolls around and drops through. Wasn't pretty, but still counts as a point. Rodney Casey comes back in for Howard. This ball comes into Mickey Woods. And Milligan down by 12 with 2:50 left to play in the first half. At halftime, you're going to take a look at some of those highlights from the men's game at Union. Get a look at Truett McConnell as well. As the three is up from the corner and rims off no good. The miss from Woods kept alive by Brooks. A nice play from Brooks to get it up to Mickey Woods. Brooks from the corner for three. Rolls halfway down and out. McLeod, or rather Petrovic, comes away with the loose ball on the baseline and kicks it back up top to reset with Mickey Woods. Woods drives and kicks, stolen by Williams. Trying to find Petrovic. Williams nearly threw it away, got caught in midair. Casey gets it on the baseline, fires a pass underneath for Exume. Exume through contact, up and in for two. It's a 14-point lead, 42-28, 2:05 left in the first half. This has been a team effort. The Rams have lit it up from the floor here in the first half. Down into the post, and it's turned over, tipped out by Casey. Williams gets the loose ball, and then he's fouled. Woods reaching in, and Zeke will go to the line for two shots. Rams are in the double bonus. Milligan sliding in the standings. They've lost two straight coming into tonight. As Zeke tosses up the first, and he hits it. What has been a rare free throw make tonight for the Rams. 1:51 left in the first half. Milligan looked to be comfortably into that second seed as Williams hits the second foul shot. Now they've been jumped by Truett McConnell, and should Milligan lose tonight, they're going to be likely sitting in the third spot in the league standings. Brooks guarded by Collins, trying to get the 5-second call. Almost got it. Tough defense from Collins. Gets the bench up, cheering for him. The crowd at the Dome does the same. 12 on the shot clock. Driving in, Logan on the floor. Logan gets it back, kicks back out to Brooks. Casey's on him. 5 on the shot clock. Brooks pushes, and a foul is called against Casey. Casey caught an elbow to the face from Brooks. And that will send Brooks to the line for foul shots. He's a 77% free throw shooter. For the Rams in the AAC standings, 7-10 in the league. Still a chance to catch Tennessee Wesleyan in the standings, and Bryan. First shot is up, and it drops in from Brooks. Bluefield was sitting in a good position in the middle of the pack. They've slipped down. They're now sitting really out of reach of the upper group, obviously, as the second shot drops in as well. 14-point game. Brooks makes 2. It's been a tough slide. The Rams lost 4 straight to open up the month of January and lost 4 out of 5 heading into tonight with a 3-game winning streak sandwiched in the middle. 1 minute remaining in the half. Grisby gives it over to Zeke. 10 on the shot clock. Zeke kicks it out to Grisby. Can't handle cleanly. Hands off to Collins. Collins left alone, puts up a 3, and that's off the mark. Had a lot of room, maybe rushed the shot, even for his standards. Brooks brings it up for Milligan. 42 seconds left in the half, 28 on the shot clock. Drive, and it's stripped out by Exume. Nice hands from Exume. And Grisby nearly threw it away. He did, but Collins is there to bring it back in, and then tipped out of bounds by Woods. Woods tossed it down to the other end of the floor. Trying to save it and keep it in. 29 on the shot clock. 31 on the game clock in the first half. Bluefield leading Milligan 44-30. Inbound pass goes back across half court to Kyle Grisby, a senior guard from Louisville. One of the early contributors tonight for the Rams. He's tied for a team high with 8 points. That is tied right now with Devin Page with a quiet 8. 15 on the shot clock, 17 on the game clock. Got to get the offense started. Rams basically trying to hold for the last shot. 5 on the shot clock. Zeke pulls up for a 3 in the face of a defender. It's off the mark. 3 seconds left. Bailey's going to try to put up a heave from half court, and it clears over the backboard. No good. 44-30. Bluefield leads at halftime over the Buffaloes of Milligan, and what a first half it was. The Rams shot 55% from the floor, went 4 of 9 from outside. A team that doesn't shoot it that well normally over the course of this year, that's for sure. A team that has been struggling over the last few weeks and trying to get things rolling heading into conference tournament to extend the postseason. It's going to take a pretty good run from the Rams in the tournament to have a chance to extend the postseason, because they will finish this regular season under 500. We'll wrap up the first half stats in about 15 minutes here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. But first, let's take a look back at the last week heading into this week in Rams athletics. A look at some baseball, basketball, softball action across the Bluefield Rams family. It's halftime. Bluefield leading 44-30 over Milligan on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's time to take a look back at the last week in Bluefield College athletics. First, women's basketball, a couple of big road games this week. First, on the road in Cleveland, Georgia, Wednesday night, taking on Truett McConnell. Fell down 7-0 early, but Jade McDaniel buried the 3 to get the Rams on the board. And then a couple possessions later, Shelby Key from the left corner. Another 3, Rams back within 1, down 7-6. Trying to take the lead on the next possession, Abigail Peck gets the pass, goes off the glass for 2. Bluefield went ahead 8-7 and did not trail again. Later in the half, Destiny Tolliver gets the pass, works down the right side of the lane and puts it up for 2. It was a 16-0 Rams run to take a 9-point lead. Nearing halftime, Abigail Peck, just ahead of the shot clock buzzer, laid it off the glass for 2 to cap a 20-2 first-half Rams run. In the second half, Mariah Mazik got the steal, laid it up at the other end to push Bluefield's lead up to 11. The Rams went on to defeat Truett McConnell 62-55 on Wednesday night on the road. Jade McDaniel led the Rams in scoring with 17 points on 5 of 9 shooting from outside. Mariah Mazik had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Bluefield. And Shelby Key finished the night in double figures with 10 points. On Saturday, Bluefield hit the road to face number 23 Union in Barberville, Kentucky. Rams down by 3 in the first half, but Jade McDaniel pulls up for a deep 3 and hits it to tie the game at 23-all. And then on the next Bluefield possession, ball worked down in the block to Destiny Tolliver, spun around to the left, made the layup to give Bluefield its first lead at 25-23. Move ahead to the second half. Mariah Mazik hit the baseline jumper to stretch the Rams' lead, and then Shelby Key finds Destiny Tolliver for one of her 7 assists on the night to push the Bluefield lead to 55-51. On the next trip, Key finds McDaniel for another 3-pointer to stretch the lead to 60-53 with under 3 minutes left to play. Then Mazik drives down the left side of the lane, dishes out again. McDaniel, 3, good. Bluefield led 65-58 with 1:12 left to play, but Union fought back. With 2 seconds left on the clock, Lydia Nash banked it in off the glass to tie the game at 66-all. Shelby Key with a 3/4 court heave, well short. Rams and Bulldogs went to overtime. Under 1 minute left in overtime, down by 1. Mariah Mazik got the layup and the foul. She made the free throw. Bluefield pushed the lead up to 2, but with 24 seconds left for Union, Angie Lawrence drove, spun, got the layup to tie the game at 74-74. The Rams would get the ball back with the shot clock off and under 24 seconds left to play. And again, it's Mazik down the right side of the lane with the contact, rolls it in plus the foul. She would make the free throw. Bluefield led by 3, fouled on the inbound pass, and Union went 1 of 2 from the line, couldn't get another shot to go. The Rams beat Union on the road 78-76. Bluefield shot 59% from the floor in the second half, 50% in overtime, and went 5 of 3 from outside in the second half. Mariah Mazik led Bluefield with 19 points and 10 rebounds and came up with some big shots down the stretch. Shelby Key had a big first half and finished off with a good, well-rounded game, 18 points, 8 steals, 7 boards, and 7 assists. Jade McDaniel tied a season high with 18 points, going 4 of 6 from outside. Bluefield returns home for senior night on Wednesday. The Rams will face Milligan at 5:30 p.m. You can catch coverage live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield men's basketball also with a couple of road games this week. Rams on the road on Wednesday, facing the Bears of Truett McConnell in AAC play down in Cleveland, Georgia. Bluefield trailed 3-0 early. Terrell Owens cuts the baseline, goes up and under for 2 to get the Rams their first 2 points of the game. And then Bluefield got its first lead of the night. Alonzo Howard with the offensive rebound and stick back. Bluefield jumped ahead 5-3. Next possession for the Rams, Devin Page in transition over the defender and off the glass for 2 to stretch the lead to 4. And then later in the first half, Terrell Owens cutting down the lane, fights through traffic to knock it down. Rams led 9-5. Owens again active in the first half, gets the long rebound, takes off in transition and takes it all the way himself for 2. Bluefield jumped ahead 11-7. And then a few possessions later, Joseph McLean from the right side hit the three-pointer. Bluefield led 14-7 over Truett McConnell. Ended up leading 16-7, but the Bears went on a 12-3 run to take the lead. David Campbell in transition laid it up. Truett McConnell stepped ahead at 19-17. Opened up that lead even more, all the way up to 10 after Rudy Diaza hit a three-pointer in the final minute of the first half. Rams trying to chip away. Final seconds of the first half, Mike Collins steps back for the 3 and buries it, but the Rams could not close the gap in the second half. Bluefield falls 73-62 on the road at Truett McConnell. The Rams were led in scoring by Terrell Owens, who finished the night with 11 points and 8 rebounds. Robert Pinkston chipped in 9 points off the bench. And then the Rams went on the road facing the 20th-ranked Union Bulldogs in Barberville, Kentucky on Saturday night. Early going, Mike Collins steps back for the 3, and he knocks it down to get the Rams on the board. Bluefield trailing by 1 in the first few minutes. A little bit later in the first half, the lead stretched to 6 for the Bulldogs. But Joseph McLean steps inside the three-point arc, and he hits the deep 2 to bring the Rams back within 4. A couple possessions later, Collins steps back from the wing, and he hit another 3 to bring the Rams back within 1 point, down 9-8 in the early going. And then Collins down into the paint for Alonzo Howard, spins to the left, goes back to the right, off the glass for 2. Bluefield jumped ahead 12-11 about 5 minutes into the start of the game. But Union came back. J.D. Tucker buries the jumper from the baseline to put the Bulldogs back ahead 16-14, and Union did not trail the rest of the way. Collins misses the 3. Off in transition go the Bulldogs. Dominique Hagans finds Gerard Newby, who throws it down in transition to push the lead to 9. Union rolled to an 82-67 win over the Rams. The Bulldogs clinched the AAC regular season championship, cut down the nets after the game. Union has won 15 straight, now 24-4. On the season and 15-1 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Bluefield dropped to 10-13, 7-10 in the league, and the Rams are now 2-11 in games played away from the Dome this year. Mike Collins did have 17 points on Saturday night, went 5 of 7 from outside. Bluefield returns home on Wednesday, final game of the regular season. It's senior night at the Dome. The Rams face Milligan, tip-off scheduled for 7:30, and you can watch it live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield softball in action on Saturday at Georgia Gwinnett College for a doubleheader against the Grizzlies. Rams down 2-0 in the top of the 5th inning of game number 1, but Laura Craven with a double over the head of Brittany Buns to set up a possible scoring chance for the Rams. She ends up moving over to third, and later in the inning, Casey Holcomb squares down for the squeeze bunt. Ball not handled by Ashley Bikey, the pitcher for Georgia Gwinnett. Craven comes in to score, and the Rams are down by just 1, but Georgia Gwinnett answered with 3 more runs. The Rams trying to get a rally started. Tiana Massis with a double into left field, but Georgia Gwinnett scored 8 runs over the 5th and 6th innings to cap off a 10-1 win in the first game of the doubleheader. Move ahead later in the afternoon to game number 2. Aaron Haley leading off the game slaps a single into left field. The Rams trying to jump ahead of Georgia Gwinnett in game number 2. And then Tiana Massis came up later in the inning, a single into center field to give the Rams a 1-0 lead over Georgia Gwinnett. But The Grizzlies answered with 9 runs in the second and third inning to open up the lead. The Rams trying to start a rally in the fourth inning, and Victoria Peach came up to the plate, drove a 2-run single up the middle into center field. Bluefield trailed 9-3 at that point in the top of the fourth inning. A little bit later in the fourth, Morgan Stevens at the plate, hits a bouncer to the right side of the infield. First baseman fires home, but catcher Alyssa Fields didn't keep her foot on the plate. On the fielder's choice, the run comes in to score. Everybody's safe. The next Bluefield batter, Aaron Haley, grounded into a fielder's choice to bring another run across to score. The Rams were down 9-5 in the top of the fourth inning, but in the bottom half of the inning, Georgia Gwinnett plated 7 more runs to open up the lead. Rams trying to keep the game alive in the fifth inning. The ball gets past the catcher Fields. Caitlin Pennington comes in to score from third base. The Rams brought it back within 10, but the next pitch would end the game. Bluefield falls in game number 2, 16-6. Bluefield drops to 0-4 on the young season after being swept in the doubleheader at Georgia Gwinnett this weekend. Massese in game number 1 went 2 for 3 with a double and 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI in the second game of the day. In that second game, Peach had 2 RBIs for the Rams. Bluefield returns to the field on Wednesday, home opener for the Rams softball squad. Bluefield is set to host Emory and Henry in a doubleheader with the first game starting at 1 o'clock over at Graham Rec Park. Bluefield baseball also in action this weekend. The Rams were on the road in South Carolina to face Benedict in a doubleheader on Saturday. Chaz Miller for the Rams picked up his first win of the year in game number 1. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 unearned runs in that game. Tyler Timmer hit a grand slam for his first homer of the season, and Sawyer McLam went 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. In the second game of the day, the Rams cruised to a 12-3 win. Alex Haas improved to 2-0 this season. He had 8 strikeouts in that game. Chris McAllister hit his second home run, went 2 for 4, also had a double and a walk. Jacob Schober went 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Garrett Schilling worked 2 walks and finished the afternoon with 3 runs driven in. On Sunday, Bluefield and Benedict were scheduled to play again, but that game has been listed as a Benedict forfeit. The Rams are now 4-3 on the 2015 season and are scheduled to take on Berea this weekend. 4 games up in Kentucky on Saturday and Sunday, and you can catch live coverage of those games right here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. For more information on all Bluefield College athletics all year long, be sure to visit bcrams.com. Back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network, Bluefield leading Milligan at halftime. It's 44-30. The Rams ahead by 13 points at the halftime break. Got about a minute before the second half gets underway. Gives us a moment to look at some of the first half stats. The Rams shot 55% from the floor on 17 of 31 shooting from the floor. 7 assists shared by the Rams in the first half. Also had 5 steals, only turned the ball over 3 times, forced 10 Milligan turnovers. Bluefield was led in scoring by the first half by Kyle Grisby, who had 8 points. Devin Page had 8 points. 7 points in the first half for Alonzo Howard. 6 points for Ederson Exume. Devin Page also had 8 points and 4 rebounds. 7 points for Alonzo Howard. Mike Collins had 5 points in the first half, went just 1 of 4 shooting from outside. Aaron Williams had 1 point. Playing but not scoring in the first half, Terrell Owens. And Joseph McLean also played and did not score in the first half. Teams are about set to come back out onto the floor. Milligan led in the first half by Mickey Woods. He had 10 points on 4 of 9 shooting from the floor. 3 fouls in the first half against McLeod. 2 fouls each on Songster, Logan, Mickey Woods, and Brooks for Milligan. So there was some foul trouble. Here's Brooks right out of the break for 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound McLeod. McLeod up and under for 2. Second chance points for McLeod. Milligan cuts the deficit to 12 on the first possession of the second half. Trey Wilson with you this evening on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Final home game of the year for the Rams. Dome getting ready to become a volleyball-only venue for the rest of the school year. As Grisby off the mark with the 3 and the rebound of McLeod. Milligan a chance to chip away even further. Shot from the corner. Woods. 3. Got it. Here come the Buffaloes. 44-35. Back to a 9-point game, and immediately Richard Morgan hops up and calls timeout. Back to a 9-point game. Timeout called by the Rams. Bluefield ahead of Milligan 44-35 early in the second half on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams have it out of the timeout, leading 44-35 over Milligan tonight. About a minute has run off of the second half clock. Rams on the floor in the second half with Grisby, Casey, Collins, Page, and Exume. Seniors on the floor for the Rams on senior night. Page drives to the basket with contact. Off the mark, McLeod the rebound. As well defended by Mike Woods Jr. for Milligan. And here's Mickey Woods taking it up for the Buffaloes. Man-to-man Rams defense goes back to McLeod. Swung around over to Woods. Woods looking down low, finds Mickey Woods. Woods goes up and rolls it off the rim, no good. Tipped up in the air, flying in was Brooks. But Exume with strong hands to secure the rebound. 90 seconds into the half, Rams ahead by 9. Collins sweeping out on the left side. Instead, the pass goes from Grisby to Page and then back up top to Grisby. 15 on the shot clock. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Rams still looking for their first bucket since the break. Page driving in, and he's fouled on the take. Foul called against Chris Ellis for Milligan. That's his second. And Devin Page to the line. If there was anything the Rams didn't do well in the first half, it was shoot free throws. Bluefield was 6 of 15 on its foul shots in the opening half. That's 40%. First shot from Page is up and in. Page, one of the better free throw shooters on the team. Now 3 of 4 from the line tonight. Casey's back to the bench, and Alonzo Howard, who has played very well tonight, checks back in. Howard has 7 points and a couple of rebounds. Second shot from Page, off the back of the rim. 1 for 2 from the line, but the Bluefield lead is back to 10, 45-35. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Looking down low, defended by Howard is It's Ellis. Ellis goes up, thought the shot was blocked. The home crowd did anyway. But a foul is called against Howard. And shots on the way for Ellis. For Alonzo, that's his second foul. Chris Ellis has 8 points so far for Milligan tonight. Above his average of 6, but he's only a 53% free throw shooter. And he drains the first. A small Milligan cheering section here in Bluefield, Virginia tonight. A tough trip to try to make with this weather. The second shot is up and it rattles in. 2 for 2 from the line for Ellis. And it's back to an 8-point game. Milligan chipping away. Grisby spins it up court. Looking down to the baseline for Page. Page backing up on Woods. Goes up, kicks over to Exume. Exume, the ball's on the floor. Tipped and out of bounds off of Eddie. A turnover for the Rams. It's an 8-point game with 17.5 minutes left. Up top for McLeod. Works it over to his left for Woods. Woods gets it down onto the baseline. Backing towards the basket goes Ellis. And he traveled, took steps, got double teamed by Howard and Page. And a turnover for the Buffaloes. The two teams swap turnovers. First for each in the second half. It's the 11th of the game for Milligan to only 4 Bluefield turnovers up to this point. 17 left to play. An 8-point Rams lead at home on senior night. And a foul is called. And an offensive. Collins caught a piece of his counterpart from Milligan, Brooks. Exume out for Bluefield as Terrell Owens checks back in. Woods slowly up court. Brooks down on the block, backing up against Grisby. Brooks with the post moves, blocked by Owens. Owens with help side. Comes over, swats it away. Rams off on the break. Pass up to Howard. Howard lays it up and in for 2. Off the block, 2 points at the other end. Give the dime to Kyle Grisby. The Rams lead is back to 10. Woods throws it inside, and it's tipped out by Grisby, and then a foul is whistled as Owens was dribbling up court. Chris Ellis reached in, and for Ellis, that's his second. Slowed down the Rams break, though. Terrell Owens was dribbling back the other way with very wide eyes. Tio goes back to the other end to inbound to Grisby. .5 to play. Rams leading by 10. It's 47-37. Dome has gotten a bit quiet. Near the half, this place was pretty loud, erupting in support of this Bluefield squad. Grisby gets in the corner, looking inside for Owens. Owens backing down to McLeod. Has nothing, kicks back out to reset with Grisby. 10 on the shot clock as the game clock hits 16 minutes to play. Grisby drives down the lane, and he's blocked out of bounds, and a foul comes in late as he's thrown to the floor by Ellis, and then Ellis gives him the stare down after the play. Two shots coming up for Grisby. KG looking to be the first Ram to hit double figures tonight if he can make both foul shots. 73% from the line this year, and he rolls in the first one. Sub coming in for Milligan as Julian Bailey checks back onto the floor. The second shot for Grisby is up and it's in. Makes both. Grisby's got 10, and the Rams lead by 12 with 16 minutes left. Up the floor to Brooks on the left wing. Brooks with KG on him. Drives in, ball's kicked by Grisby. No kick call called. The Rams have a 3-on-2 and thrown out of bounds by Owens, who touched it last. It's off of Brooks, and the Rams keep it. Owens, the high motor up the floor. That's what you get, high risk, high reward. Got lucky to keep that one, though. Inbound pass quickly to Collins. Goes inside for Owens. Misses the layup. Had an open look at the basket. Couldn't drop it in. Owens still looking for his first bucket. An empty possession for the Rams with 15 and a half minutes left. Bluefield ahead by 12. Milligan with the ball. Down to the block. Backing up goes Bailey. Bailey spins and nice hook shot. Turnaround hook from Julian Bailey. He brings it back to a 10-point game. And a timeout called by Richard Morgan as Grisby gets it across half court. 30-second timeout with 15:06 left in the ball game. Rams leading 49-39 over the Buffaloes of Milligan, the former squad of Kyle Grisby, playing them on his senior night. Other scores around the league: Union men's basketball, winners of 15 straight games, the number 18 team in the country. They've already been crowned AAC champions for the year. They lead Bryan right now, a very good Bryan team, in fact. 70-42 with 11 minutes left to play. Union all over Bryan, the Lions, in the second half. The women's basketball team lost on the road. Always tough to play on the road, but Union was ranked number 25th, number 25 in the country. And they fall to Bryan on the road, 71-57. Around some other scores in the league to see if anything else has been updated. It's 49-39 here with 15:09 left. Bluefield is leading against the Buffaloes of Milligan College. Milligan will face Montreat coming up on Saturday, their final game of the regular season. Montreat played yesterday and lost to St. Andrews 74-61 at home. So St. Andrews picking up a road win in AAC play. Teams back out on the floor coming from the timeout. And Grisby gets the inbound pass, dribbles it up into the backcourt. Puts it on the floor, down the lane, up and off the glass, no good. Woods grabs the rebound. Grisby takes it right back. Dishes it down to Page. Page up and in. The turnover turns into two. Page finishes at the basket, and he's into double figures. The Rams lead 51-39. Lead back to 12 points. Grisby took a spill. Brooks to the basket, and a foul is called as Howard got some contact on Brooks. The foul's called on the floor, no shot on the play. Rams get ready to set up the defense on the inbound. Quickly into Brooks. Rams weren't ready, and Brooks lays it up and in. Aaron Williams, who's in the game now, had his back turned. Kyle Grisby was talking to one of the officials up near half court. I think Bluefield thought that there were shots coming. Milligan takes advantage, and it's 51-41. Buffalo's back within 10, 14-15 left in tonight's game. Grisby trying to go off of a Williams screen, and an illegal screen called as he tried to set up in front of Woods. The Rams turn it over. Williams goes to the bench. He gets an earful from Richard Morgan on his way down to the far end. Woods fires a deep two. Step just inside the line, and he rattles it in. It's an 8-point game. Milligan back to single digits again, and seemingly picking up some momentum with 13:55 left. These first 6 minutes of the second half have creeped by for the Bluefield fans. Exume inside, has it taken away. Spun to the basket. And here's Milligan in transition. Off the turnover, drive from Woods. Woods puts it up, no good. Rebound is grabbed by Exume. Rams trying to answer. Grisby, three, got it. Kyle Grisby for three. Rams lead 54-43 with 13:22 left. Skipped out to Brooks. Bailey around the top of the key, looking for someone to give it up to, gives it back to Brooks. As the clock rolls to 13 minutes left in the game, looking down to the post, Chris Ellis backing up against Howard. Puts it on the floor, Ends up back around the top of the key, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Brooks over the head pass for Woods. Mickey Woods driving against Page. Clutch in the air, puts up the shot, no good. Collins rips the rebound out of the hands of Bailey. He dribbled already, needs somebody to give it up to. Finds Devin Page, who gets it across the timeline. And Page goes back to Grisby to set up the offense with 12:40 left. Slow it down. A double-digit lead for the Rams. Looking inside, and Grisby threw it away. Bluefield crowd and bench thought that was tipped by Milligan. Another turnover for the Rams. There have not been many this game, but they're starting to pile up now. We're near the midway point of the second half. A couple of Rams collide. Open lane for Logan, and Logan lost it. Howard comes away with it, and then he's fouled. Scrappy down low on an awkward play for both sides. Robert Pinkston comes in for Bluefield. He will take it out from the far sideline. Pinkston, the 6'1 junior shooting guard out of Colonial Heights, Virginia. Junior college transfer playing in his first year with the Rams. He scored 8 points in the last 2 Bluefield games, all in the second half each time. Puts it up as he drives in. The ball's tipped in the air, and a foul is called on Alonzo Howard. He gets called for a push-off, and can't believe it. He has to turn and walk away. He's had some recent history tonight with that official on the baseline. Those two have exchanged some pleasant, or maybe not so pleasant words, calm words at least. Under 12 left. Bluefield ahead by 11. Songster heavily pressured by Grisby. Around to the wing, goes down to the baseline. Bailey lost it out of bounds, turned over to Bluefield. Out of bounds right in front of the cheerleaders. Bluefield takes over, up by 11 with 11:40 left. Exume over to Grisby. Drives the lane, kicks out. Pinkston, the three, a little bit short. Owens, the offensive rebound, and then he has it stripped out. Bailey's got it. By himself, 1-on-3, taken away nearly by Pinkston. Bailey's able to get it back. Resets with the guard, Logan. Logan almost had it tipped out by Williams. Down to the block. Petrovich backing up and under move. Can't finish, had an open look, couldn't get it to go. Pinkston on the break, finds Zeke. Zeke stutters, goes to the basket up, and he missed it, but he draws the foul. And 2 shots coming up for Zeke Williams. .10:49 left. Williams to the line. Chance to stretch the lead. He's shooting 65% from the stripe this year, but he hits the first. Zeke, a junior, 6'4 guard out of Atlanta, Georgia. Puts up the second, and he drops that one in as well. So the lead is 13, 56-43 for Bluefield. With 10:44 left, and Zeke on the night now has 7 points. Looking to the baseline. Backing up Bailey. Bailey over Exume for 2. Nice turnaround hook from Bailey again. That's the second time we've seen him drop that same exact shot. Pinkston around to Grisby. Grisby off his foot, out of bounds, stays with the Rams. Tipped out by Logan. This is a frustrating place for visiting teams to play. The Rams 8-2 this year at home. Home court advantage has worked out well for sure. Will Robinson is into the game for Milligan, the 6'3 sophomore out of Elizabethton, Tennessee. Local. Inbound pass comes to Owens. He gives off to Page. Shot clock is rolling down to 15 seconds. Just over 10 minutes left, and a reach-in foul is called. Songster will pick up his third. That's the 16th foul against the Buffaloes in the second half. Rams will shoot for the rest of the night. And then trying to find Pinkston down the baseline. He slipped and fell, and the ball went out of bounds. Turned over by the Rams. Floor still a bit slick down at that end. Songster dribbles right through Page, takes off, finds Petrovic. The 10-foot jumper falls for Petrovic. And it's 56-47 with 10:01 left, a timeout called. Rams leading by 11 over Milligan. Second half clock clicking away way too slowly for Bluefield. Milligan still hanging around. Now 10 minutes left when we come back on the Rams Digital Sports Network. .01 left to play in regulation. The Rams leading 56-47 over Milligan. With clock rolling down under 10 minutes now, the inbound to Zeke Williams. The Rams fending off a bit of a charge from Milligan. Milligan hasn't really been able to close the gap in the second half, but the Rams haven't been able to stretch it either. Really trading baskets at this point. Pinkston back out to Williams. Shot clock down to 15. Williams gives over to Pinkston. Collins puts up a three, and a foul is whistled under the basket. And it's called against Gabriel Logan. That was well off of where the basketball was. Logan picks up his second foul. 9:36 left, and now a fresh 35. Actually, it's a 1-and-1 for the Rams as Exume goes to the line. That's the 7th team foul against the Buffaloes. And Exume, the 45% free throw shooter, misses. Here's Milligan. Robinson out, gives it off to Logan, finds Petrovic. Petrovic has it tipped out of his hands by Williams, and Collins has it. Nice hands defensively for Zeke Williams. Zeke steps back, puts up the jumper, falls, and he makes it. Nice step back, drained by Zeke. And the Rams lead 58-47. Songster. Hands off. Driving inside goes Logan, puts it up off the glass, no good. And mistimed by Exume on the rebound try. Ball falls to the floor, and there's Collins to rip up another one. Zeke not ready for the swing pass, instead goes down low to Howard, or rather Exume. Exume almost had it taken away, given up to Owens. Owens finds Collins, throws up the three, and he hits it. 61-47, the lead is 14 with 8:36 left to play. Can't give Collins that much room. And on his senior night, Mike Collins having another good game shooting outside. He's got 8. And the Rams have stretched out the lead over Milligan. Timeout called. Step aside on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 8:36 left to play tonight. Bluefield leading over Milligan 61-47. Milligan with the ball. The Rams setting up for the first time tonight with a bit of full court pressure. Milligan quickly breaks it. Brooks drives to the basket and lays it up for two. That was easy. The Rams getting it back up court. And a foul is called as Grisby was dribbling right in front of the Bluefield bench. $8:19 left to play. It's a 13-point Bluefield lead. And foul shots coming up, a 1-and-1 for KG. 8th team foul against the Buffaloes. And the front end of the 1-and-1 rolls in for KG. Steps up for the second. Puts it up in the air and rolls that one in as well. So Grisby 2 for 2 on that trip. It's 63-49. Bluefield's lead is back to 14. Kyle Grisby now has 15 for the Rams. That leads all scores in this game. Ball's on the floor, and McLeod went over and back, caught it on the other side and slid across the line. It's a turnover. Tough defense for the Rams all night long, and it's paying off down the stretch. Now Bluefield looking for the kill shot. 8 minutes left. Trying to put this one away. Collins finds Grisby all by himself in the corner. Pass was a bit offline. Grisby drives off balance, puts it up, and no good, but he's fouled. A reach in against Ellis. Ellis picks up his third, and Grisby will go to the line for 2. Kyle tonight 4 for 4 from the stripe. He's been the bright spot in Bluefield's free throw shooting woes. First one's up and in. And with that, Grisby has gotten to the line several times in the second half, and that's a big reason why Bluefield's foul shot percentage is so much better since the break. The Rams are now 8 of 10 from the line since halftime. And make it 9 of 11 as Grisby goes 2 for 2 again. It is 65-49. Lead 16 with 7:45 left. Woods against Zeke, finds McLeod, extra pass underneath for Ellis. Ellis goes up with contact, no foul called. Shots off the mark, the ball's on the floor, McLeod has it. And a timeout called by the Buffaloes. From the bench, Bill Robinson got it in. It's a 30-second timeout. 65-49 with 7.5 minutes left to play. "17 points on senior night for Kyle Grisby, the Rams' leading scorer this year. KG averages 14 a game. And he's known to go off for some spurts like this. Devin Page, also his final game at the Dome. He's played more games than anybody else on this team here in Bluefield. He's got 11 points tonight. This is his 108th career game in a Bluefield uniform, not including all the exhibitions. The Rams do play a lot of them, including this year. Bluefield played 6 of them. Division I schools like Tennessee Tech, Liberty, and William & Mary. William & Mary, by the way, very close to winning the Colonial Conference, the CAA, Colonial Athletic Association, this year. Bluefield went and played them in Williamsburg. Milligan out of the timeout. Quick pass goes up top for Woods. Woods works over to Mickey Woods down low, a double team on Ellis. Ellis back, spins left, puts up the shot, drew contact. Nicely defended by Williams. Ball's out of bounds and off of Collins. Shot clock resets. And another try for the Buffaloes. Milligan in danger of losing its 3rd straight game tonight. Shot is up from Woods, and he hits the 3 from the corner. Mickey Woods buries it, and that will give some life to the Buffaloes. 65-52, 7:03 left. Grisby dribbles up, hands off to Howard. The Rams have broken the defense and almost thrown away. Owens, a nice job to get it back, puts up the shot, no good, but it falls into the hands of Howard. Another offensive rebound and putback for Howard. Well, depending on how they score it, maybe they'll call it an assist for Owens. Woods all by himself down the lane, rolls it in. Missed defensive assignment. And Mickey Woods taking over, trying to keep Milligan in this game. He's got 20 points now. He leads all scorers. Quick outburst from him. 5 points in the last 2 Milligan possessions. Lead is 13 with 6:22 left. Grisby guarded by Woods, hands off to Zeke. 10 on the shot clock, got to start something. Grisby steps back for a 3, and it's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Brooks, and Milligan on the break. Skip pass goes over to Mike Woods, looks to McLeod on the baseline instead. Brooks catch, shoot, 3 off the mark. Tipped around, and Zeke gets the loose ball. Rebound grabbed out past the three-point line, and in no hurry to set up the offense with a 13-point lead. Clock under 6 minutes left. Now the offense starts as the shot clock rolls to 15. Zeke from the corner. 3 is up, and it's good, plus the foul! Zeke Williams for 3. And a foul shot coming to try to finish off a 4-point play. Bluefield leads 70-54 with 5:34 left on the Rams Digital Sports Network. $16-point lead for the Rams. It's 70-54 with 5:34 left to play, and Zeke Williams to the line to try to finish off a 4-point play. His shot is up, and it's off the mark, no good. Can't. But Bluefield ahead by 16 and counting. Woods driving in, and he's fouled. A reach-in called against Zeke. Stops the clock with 5.5 left. Bluefield trying to pick up a win against one of the top teams in the AAC this year on senior night. Shot is up, and it's off the mark from Woods. Rebound grabbed by Page, and then Page is fouled as Petrovic trying to reach in and force a tie-up. Call a bear hug. And Devin will go to the line for 2 shots. Rams are in the double bonus. This is the Milligan team sitting in the receiving votes category, just outside of the top 25 poll. A team that blew out the Rams back at Milligan earlier this season. Everybody waits back outside of the arc as the Rams will set up the full court pressure off of the free throws. And Page, the senior, rattles in the first foul shot. 71-54, Bluefield leading. Lead is now 17 points. And that is the largest lead tonight for the Rams. This is a much different looking Bluefield team than we saw a few nights ago at Union. Usually is the case when Bluefield plays at home. Page makes the second foul shot at 72-54. Robinson Dribbles across for Milligan. He's double teamed, gets rid of it to Woods. Woods swings to Songster. Songster finds Woods. Who dribbles it back to Mickey Woods. Mickey drives down, up and under move, lays it up, no good. With the follow, Songster can't drop it in. Ball's bounced around. The Rams have numbers on the break. Zeke driving in, takes it himself for two. Lead is 20, 74-54. Zeke's got 14. From the top of the circle, the three from Mike Woods. Bounces out of bounds off the miss. And another empty possession. The Rams looking to put away Milligan. Ederson Exume, the senior, comes back in. Much of the crowd has filed out of the dome now. Rams ahead by 20 and 4.5 minutes left. Look at some of the tough wins at home this year. The Rams beat Reinhardt in their last home game back on February 7th, the Saturday night game of the Dome, 70-67. They've all been close. A home win against Point, a home win against Bryan. Zeke drives, and it's out of bounds, kicked off of the shin of Bailey. A pretty close win at home against St. Andrews, 71-60 in conference play. Really, Emory and Henry, the D3 school out of the ODAC, beat them by 28 points at home. And then the blowout win against Montreat. Really the only conference blowout the Rams have this year was the win against Montreat, 96-64. And this one in danger of becoming one. Rams ahead by 20, and Zeke is fouled by Woods. Leaned in and drew it. That's the, believe it or not, just the first foul against Mike Woods Jr. tonight. The 25th foul overall called against Milligan in this game. They have played aggressively, and the Rams have capitalized, especially from the stripe in the second half, where Bluefield is now 11 of 14, make it 12 of 15 as Zeke hits the first foul shot. Second shot in the air, rattles it in. Zeke 2 for 2 again from the line, and the Rams lead is 22 just of the night. Williams has 16, second on the team in scoring now this evening. Up, and the layup is no good from Logan, but Bailey is there for the putback, and he draws the foul as well. Puts it back up and in to close it to 20, a chance to finish off a three-point play. And the foul shot from Bailey, way over the head. Loads it up, and it's off the mark. Rebound to Williams. 4 minutes left. Bluefield leading by 20 and patiently watching the seconds tick away. Grisby. Driving in, hands it off to Collins, goes back to Grisby. This is one of the more impressive performances that Bluefield has shown this year, and doing it against very tough competition. But that's the story when this team plays at home. Grisby down the lane for two with the left hand. 19 for Kyle Grisby. 3.5 left. It's 78-56. A kick out. Songster fires up a three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound taken down by Logan. Logan spins back for the second try. Back of the rim, no good. Offensive board grabbed and put back up and in for Edward Kalu, who has just come into the game for the first time, the 6'6" freshman for Milligan. 3 minutes to play, 78-58. Hand off to Williams. Songster picks him up. Zeke wants the isolation, drives and kicks. Collins, deep three is in the air, got it! Mike Collins for three. He has hit so many of those here in the Dome over the last 3 years. In his final home game tonight, there's an exclamation point for Mike Collins. He's got 11 points. And the Rams lead 81-58. Bailey for two on the nice hook. It's the second time, the third time even, that we've seen him make that turnaround hook with the right hand. And Devin Page brings it up. The only four-year senior this team has this year, Page, right out of Woodside High School into the mountains of Virginia. Grisby the drive, lays it up with the right hand and good. KG's got 21, and it's 83-60. The clock hits 2 minutes left. And this one is in hand for the Rams. Step back, Logan. Hands off to Robinson. Robinson's left alone. He might as well fire up the three. He does. Misses it, but Bailey's there for the rebound, and then he's fouled. And it will send Bailey back to the line. Rodney Casey, the senior, comes in for Zeke Williams. Likely going to end the night for Zeke. Had a great game this evening. As the first shot from Bailey is up, and it's off the mark, no good. Rebound ripped out of the air by Exume. Zeke comes out with 16 points. Back up to Grisby. 90 seconds left to play. Bluefield leading Milligan. Shot clock is down to 12, just watching the seconds tick away. Grisby goes right, left, kicks out. Page tosses up a three, and it's off the mark, no good. Collins nearly had the rebound, lost it out to Songster, and here come the Buffaloes. Songster spins down the lane, up off the glass, too strong. The rebound is fallen to the floor, and a foul is called as Kalu was reached in against. And the Rams are going to clear the bench. Give these seniors a standing ovation tonight. Kyle Grisby comes out, a senior out of Louisville. His 5 new subs are coming up to the table with the Rams' 5 seniors all on the floor. Richard Morgan orchestrating this one when he checked in Casey just a moment ago. The first shot from Kalu is off the mark. And here come the subs. Devin Page, Mike Collins, Ederson Exume, Rodney Casey, and Kyle Grisby. The Bluefield seniors come off the floor on senior night, finishing off a Rams career at home at least. Conference tournament coming up next week, but they won't play in the Dome again. Subs coming back onto the floor for the Rams. Shaquem Asiedu is in for the first time as the second foul shot drops in. The 6'5 sophomore out of Richmond. Derek Lee, the 5'7 freshman from Bristol, Virginia, checks in. Rob Pinkston's back in as well. Joseph McLean on the floor. And Aaron Williams back in the game. 1 minute left to play. It is 83-61. McLean finds Williams down the lane. Williams up and in, plus the foul. And now Aaron joins the scoring column for the night. And he heads to the line to try to cap off a three-point play. The Fredericksburg junior, 6'10", puts up the foul shot and he knocks it down. 86-61. Milligan only gives up an average of 66 points a game this year. The Rams have beat that by 20. 35 seconds left. Robinson has it taken away by Pinkston. Up court, McLean backs it out to Lee. Lee fires up the three, and he's off the mark. Asiedu, the offensive rebound, puts it up, no good. Williams comes in, tries to put it back, and he's fouled on the baseline. Aaron will go to the line for 2 shots. Stick around for the postgame show. We'll be joined up here by Rams head coach Richard Morgan to talk about this big win for Bluefield. Have to watch how the other scores pan out. With Bryan likely losing tonight to Union, that's the way it looked like it was going to fall. Tennessee Wesleyan, the Rams can still catch Tennessee Wesleyan and can still catch Bryan. First foul shot from Williams is good. Looking like a whole different foul shooter than he did in the first half. Puts the second in the air and it rims off, no good. 20 seconds left. 87-61. Bluefield, one more defensive possession tonight. Songster guarded by McLean. Gives it over to Robinson. Catch and shoot three is way off the mark. Offensive rebound is grabbed by Bailey, and he's fouled as he tried to put it back up. Williams is charged with the foul. With 4.4 seconds left on the clock, one final chance for Milligan to tack on a couple points. First foul shot off the mark. Bailey for the second shot. Hits that one. 87-62. 25-point lead. Inbound comes to Pinkston. And the final seconds roll off the clock. The Rams defeat Milligan tonight 87-62. Finish off the regular season. And they do it in dominating fashion. Bluefield shot in tonight's game 54% from the floor for the game. Knocked down 8 threes, and after a miserable first half from the foul line, ended up doing 15 of 19 in the second half to finish at a bit more respectable 62%. The teams shake hands and get ready to hit back on the road. Milligan will face Montreat on Saturday. A tough game still ahead for the Buffaloes. And the Rams are done until next week's conference tournament. It's just a matter of what day will they play. It all depends on how everything pans out over the next few days. If you would like to catch where the Rams are going to be in Kingsport next week and when they're going to be playing, check bcrams.com for any of that information. Richard Morgan will join us in just a moment. Teams huddling up at half court. But while we have a moment, we'll take a look at some of the final numbers from tonight's game, some more of them, the final scoring totals for the Rams on senior night at the Dome, final home game, final regular season game in 2014. 2014-15 season. The Rams were led in scoring tonight by the Louisville native senior Kyle Grisby, who had 21 points, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, hit 3 threes in this game. Zeke Williams finished the night with 16. Devin Page, the Newport News senior, went for 13 points tonight. Mike Collins, another senior on this team, he hit 3 threes for 11 points. Alonzo Howard, the forward, a junior, went 5 of 5 from the floor, had 13 points and 3 rebounds. By the way, Page also had 5 rebounds to go along with those 13 points, and Mike Collins also getting active on the glass. He had 5 rebounds tonight. The Rams led at halftime 44-30 and never looked back from that point. As Richard Morgan is caught up right now with some of the local media, jumping their place in line.